Hi, y'all. It's your virtual biz bestie, Romaine Brown Palmer, and I'm coming to you with a hot topic in light of everything going on in the world today. With COVID 19 being on the tip of everyone's tongue and mind, employers around the country are having conversations about how to ensure continuity of business while also keeping their teams and limiting teams safe and limiting exposure. So, for those of us who have been working remotely for years and have worked through hurricanes and snowstorms and sick days and all that, we have to help our brothers and sisters out who have not ever had that luxury. So, if you live in an area that has recently been declared as being in a state of emergency, you want to start thinking about how to keep your business running while also keeping your team safe. A healthy business is a healthy team. So while it may seem that issuing everyone laptops and allowing them to work from home may be the trick, there's a little bit more to it than that. And so I'm sharing my top tips for preparing your team to work from home. So the first thing you want to do is set expectation. Your team are adults, and so you would assume you wouldn't have to say this, but it's important to set parameters for working from home. What time you expect them to be online, what are their checking points, what to do about taking lunch breaks, how to log their hours, how to submit their hours, and who their point of contact is for these tasks are all important parameters to set before you send everyone home. It takes an incredible amount of discipline to work from home. For some of us, working from home, as luxurious as it may seem, can actually make it harder to get through the business day. The laundry, the cooking, the TV shows that we've been meaning to watch, our beds. It's pretty tempting when everything that makes home home is right there. And while everyone can manage themselves, don't want your business to suffer unnecessarily because expectations were not set. The second thing you want to talk about is ensuring that connectivity is not an issue for them at home. Listen, and internet speeds is not everyone's top priority at home. Have your employees rather run a speed test to confirm that they have enough bandwidth to support the work you do. There's a difference between speed that is needed for like casual internet browsing and watching Netflix versus what is needed to host conference calls and download large files. If your employee does not have sufficient bandwidth, you have options. Ask them to call their provider and check if they're able to do a temporary increase in internet speeds, which you will pay the difference, as well as if they can send a technician out to split the Wi Fi for their home. So, a friend of mine on Instagram recently brought this to my attention. You may want to be sure that your employee is working on your company's task on a private network, separate from what their family and guests use. Follow at Mule Media. Is it Mule Media? I'll provide the tag down, but follow my friend on Instagram for more security tips. And I'll actually link the post with the additional security tips that he provided for working from home below. Step three is prep your systems. There are four pillars that make up virtual operations, seamless virtual operations. Your CRM, which is your customer relationship management, your cloud storage, such as Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, your communication, your email, your phone system, and your live chat, and project management, your day to day task management. This is the time to ensure that one, your systems are up to date, two, everyone has the appropriate access, and three, everyone knows how to use them efficiently. If you have that team member who's always leaning over asking you where this file is or how to access this is the time to be sure that they are 100% up to speed so that they don't hold up production. Number four, establish communication channels. This is especially important if you work in a highly collaborative team environment that's used to just being able to get up, walk over, and ask each other questions. You want to establish a live chat account like Slack. That will be key to ensuring your team does not lose that valuable collaboration. You also want to ensure that your call system, like you have a conference call system established for those daily, weekly team calls, such as Zoom conference or Uber conference or even conferencecall.com. If your team is not familiar with using these, having a team training to review all of these before everyone starts working from home is going to be vital. Number five is check your tech. So have your in-house IT or hire an IT person to do a tech audit and ensure everyone's laptop is in good working order. Make sure that it has an active antivirus installed and that everyone actually knows how to properly connect to their Wi-Fi before they go home with them. You want to ensure that all your assets are tagged and logged with their serial number so you know what your team members have at home. You also want to ensure that your employees sign off on receiving their laptop in good working order. Now is also a good time to review with your team what your technology use company standards are. The assigned laptops are for business, not for late night Hulu or Netflix or Facebook. All right, just gonna pause there so that sinks in. The next thing is you want to set up password management. Now, this slips through the cracks a lot. You want to set a standard for password management, storage, and storage if you have not already done so. This is something that you want to also discuss with your IT person on what they recommend and who should be in charge of this task, including managing the master account. Now, systems such as LastPass are great, but you definitely want to have a conversation with IT about what's best for your company because you may have some unique confidentiality and security needs. Tip number 7 is prepare your server based companies. So, if you don't have a server based company, this does not apply to you. But if you are in a server environment and your team will be using their home computers or their personal laptops to remote into their desktops, be sure to check with your team that their home computer is in good shape and can support the connection. If this is not the case, again, you have options. There are companies where you can rent laptops from to assign to your team to work from home during that time. If you have not set up a remote atmosphere for your team, now is the time to call in a professional to get this done. This is not something that you want to do on your own. Number 8 is figuring out your phone system. Now, most of us have switched over to voice over IP, VoIP, voice over internet provider solutions for our business. And now is the time to reach out to your provider and find out if there's an app, desktop being preferred, that can be downloaded so everyone can keep their extensions and there are no interruptions. Conduct a training on how to use the system and ensure your team is on the same page and knowledgeable about how to how to handle transfers and outbound calls. If that's not possible, see about transferring calls to your employees' cell phones as a last minute, last ditch effort and offer to cover the cost of their service for the time that they are working from home. Procedures for non-cloud based, I've been talking about cloud-based systems and getting those set up, but what are the procedures for non-cloud based systems? So some of you may work in environments where there are non-cloud based systems and daily tasks that you need access to be able to handle them. Filing, things such as mail management, setting a protocol for where the mail will be routed, who's going to scan and send everyone their pertinent mail, ensuring that the person understands how the mail is supposed to be routed and managed is all going to be critical. And so you just want to take the time and look at all the areas of your business for any sort of gaps and create a standard to fix them and assign someone to be in charge of it. Number 10, and my final tip, is communication with your clients. You want to communicate any changes from the norm to them. Remember that your clients are in this with you as well. Communicate any changes to procedures or anything out of the norm. Provide them with an overview of what you have in place to ensure it's business as usual, including addressing any confidentiality um, or security questions that they may apply to their account. Communication is key, and it's in your best interest to get ahead of the questions and empower your team with answers before any of those concerns arise. So, those are my 10 tips. I hope this was helpful to you. I know it may seem like it's going to take a lot to get ready. However, you could look at this as an opportunity. Could this be the new direction for your company? Could your team be ready to make this a permanent change, which could help you cut down on some overhead? This is a great time to find out. So, if you want to learn more about working with me one on one to help your team get ready or provide systems training on any of the virtual tools I just shared, you can email me at supportteam@romainebrownpalmer.com or go to romainebrownpalmer.com and complete the contact form. We're all in this together as we figure out what the next few weeks or months hold for us. Hopefully, this will all be over soon, but it is always better to be safe and prepared than sorry. Thanks for hanging with me.